What's going on, Watt family? Today is day 4 of my training for the Watt Hustle Challenge. And today it's time for the Victrip R6 Pro to demonstrate that it is worthy of being in my fleet. Now, if you watch my channel, you know I've demonstrated this bike multiple times. It is one of my favorite short 16 by 4-inch fat tire e-bikes. And if this is the first time you're watching the channel, let me just quickly go over the bike and tell you why I love the bike, right? We're gonna talk a lot about the bike on the ride, but really quick, it rides, as I mentioned, on 16 by 4-inch fat tires. So it's a low profile bike. But here's what makes this bike special. That battery. It is a 48 volt, 25 amp hour battery. I added an additional 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery. So I got a total of 45 amp hours. So I got plenty of range. In one of my range tests, I got 61 miles on this bike. But we'll go over, as always, you know, some of the stuff that I added. I always carry my bag, added the mirrors, added the basket. Again, because every bike I own, if it stays in my fleet, it has to meet certain requirements. It has to have range, which this bike does. It has to have decent speed, which this bike does. I'll go over some of the specs as we're riding, but like all my bikes, I added a GPS, I added an alarm to it. It does have an additional safety key here. And this bike, if I'm not mistaken, already has 675 miles on it, and it's performing well. It's a fixie, so it's a single gear in the back, which I also like. So here's what we're gonna do for today's ride. I wanna focus on efficiency today. So we're gonna see, the other thing I wanna do is also try to up my acceptance rate. So we're gonna focus on that today. But right now, guys, let's get ready to ride. All right, Wow family, let me activate Strava. It's going. Activate DoorDash. Come on, give me something good today. Damn, we got nothing. And let's activate Uber. And let me make sure this is a little tighter. That's good. All right, one of the things about this bike though, it doesn't have a USB port to charge it, so I'll be using my battery bank. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about this R6. Again, if you're not familiar with it. As I mentioned, it's a 48 volt bike, comes stacked with a 25 amp hour battery. I need a little bit more range, so I added that 20 amp hour battery on the top that was made for me by Kevin over at Northeast Battery System. Thank you, Kevin. And real quick, before I forget, let me talk or give a shout out to my sponsors, right? We have DTTZH, we have this company, Victrip, we have Aniioki, and we have Tonnerrey, are the sponsors of, the title sponsors of the challenge. But going back to the bike, it has a motor that peaks at 1,800 watts. Guys, this little bike does have some power. Has a top end speed, I believe, at 35 miles an hour. We will confirm that today. Has hydraulic brakes. For being a small budget e-bike, it has hydraulic brakes. You can get this bike if you use my discount code for under $1,000. It's a really, really good buy. This is the best part about it for me, or one of the best parts about it, it has really good suspension, front and back. And the torque is 110 Newton meters of torque, and it had a maximum, this is what's crazy, this is how little it is, but it has a maximum weight capacity of 400 pounds. Big ups for that. All right, guys, let's focus today, again, on being efficient, try to figure out, and then really take your time. I'm gonna take my time today on really looking at an order before accepting the order. I have a tendency to rush everything, so I don't want to rush today. It's just going to be a practice on patience and efficiency. All right, guys, one more thing about the bike that I didn't mention. I love all the features that the bike has, right? Has turn signals front and back. The turn signals have a light indicator, so you can see if you left it on, which is cool. Has a decent horn, and the headlight itself is pretty good. So I love that about this little bike. I mean, again, for the price, this is a very good bike. Today's another day where we're gonna have a lot of we have wind advisories. Winds up to 21 miles an hour. Yesterday was insane, man. I got beat up by the wind anytime I went east. We'll see today, and it's surprisingly chilly for me. I don't know what's up with this weather. Normally by this time, it's hot. But man, I'm still wearing a windbreaker. It's 65 degrees right now in South Florida. That's not normal. But out on the Victrip R6 Pro. Again, one of my favorite little bikes. Here's what I like it, not only because of the size, right? It's nimble, but I can pedal it. Oh, I got an order. Let's see what's coming in. The Grove. I knew I was going to get something on the Grove, so let me go back. I should not have come this way. And this is, I'm going to take it since let's go. It's not the best order. It's 2.5 miles, $5 for 2.5 miles, but get the morning started. Again, a couple of things I want to try to do. One, it's beyond my control, right? In order for me to get gold status on Uber, the only metric that I need to improve is my customer satisfaction. I'm at 85%. I got to get that up to 90. I think it's 93. But that's beyond my control. I can't control that. I get to my customers on time. I know it depends on, one of the reasons why that number's down is I do the morning shift. I got a lot of hot coffee. Coffee spills. It's very difficult to control. So, plus, I have a saying in business today. We live in a society of entitled people. And because they're paying you for something, they feel that they're entitled to a lot. And there's just some people, no matter what you do, you're not going to satisfy. Let me bump this up, get a little faster. So, but that's that matrix. I can't control that. Everything else I'm within status, but I like to get to gold status and then focus on getting into platinum. And then the same thing with on DoorDash, right? DoorDash, I'm gold. I like to get that up to platinum. We are here. Let's see what we got. All right, we are here. Let's drop this off. It's kind of weird the way this one's set up. Hoping I'm at the right one. Oh, that's 4480, or this is 4480. Let's see if I see. There's the mailbox to this. I see a mailbox there. This one's weird. I don't know which one's the house. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. So I'm gonna put it over here. I see another house number. Oh yeah, this is it. I'm glad I looked. Oh, I like the Trazo 4. All right, I got another pickup. We're gonna go to that. I gotta pause this one though. Continue dashing. I'll give you a thumbs up even though it wasn't great. Pause dash. All right, let's go. All right, let's get this one done. To give you a quick idea how fast the bike goes, we're gonna run out of space. But yeah, we're gonna run out. All right, we are here. Let's see what we got. Good, no coffee, just food. It's gonna be a minute probably. Sterling.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Win Dixie. It's over here. No, well, it's that one. Okay. All right, let's go drop this off. Is it that one?
Gen C says, meet at door. Call me or text me.
I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. All right, I just got a $12 order for 5 miles. It's 2 orders. Let me pause this. So let's go. 142nd. I don't really like.
Continue for 1 mile.
We are here. Yeah, we got 2 customers. One has 2 items, one has 3. Let's see. Good morning.
Are you picking up?
Yeah, I got Laura, and then I have Paciencia. All right, once again, this order was not worth it. It's a huge order. I had to wait 10 minutes to pick it up. Not worth the pickup. But it showed only 3 items. But one item was the bagel pack, which is 12,000 bagels. A large, those coffee things. But anyway, dropped off the big order. This is another example as to why there's no need to complain. It wasn't bad. It was quick. I got one more order I got to drop off. Hand it to customer. Confirmed. All right, so top speed, 34 miles an hour is what I thought. But when you got a heavy headwind, you're not going 34. You're doing more like 30. Yeah, this is an example as to why I don't worry about. I mean, it's good to have a high satisfaction rate, but it's almost impossible because it's beyond your control. This customer's pissed because they gave me these 2 orders, and she ordered first, but they sent me to the big one first, and it's taken me almost 30 minutes to get to her. I would be pissed too. All right, I just dropped that off. She was waiting for me here, which was good. And then I just got another one right off the bat. There's a lot of construction here, so it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get through here. And somebody smells good. Place got some heavy perfume on. All right. I lost count already. I think that was number 4, and this is gonna be number 5. It's windy as heck, man, but it's still a beautiful day, bro. I'm loving today, but it is windy. It's a lot of fun riding these little bikes. The F6 I had a great time on that yesterday, and right now I'm having a great time on this R6. The F6 has more power, Let me just get through this intersection. Damn it, so when you. The F6 has a lot more power than this one does, but and the F6 is it's a 60 volt. This is a 48 volt. But this one's much lower to the ground. So I kind of like riding this one a little bit more. Although the F6 is in my opinion, is a much better bike. And they're about the same price. This and that F6 are the same price. So it's just a matter of preference. Here's the plus about this one, is that it's lower to the ground. It's a 48 volt, so you can, it won't give you the torque or the power that that 60 volt gives you, but to upgrade, like for example, I got the 20 amp hour battery that I added to it, much cheaper than having a 60 volt battery built. So in that sense, you can get more range because it's cheaper to get a bigger battery. So if I'm not mistaken, this 20 amp hour battery costs me the same as that 10 amp hour battery. 200 feet, turn around. Oh, no, I was wrong. I was wrong. Yes, I know. I went the wrong way. And I think I can cut through here. All right, let me get the Einstein Bagels is right here. Out here, let's see if this item's ready. I just picked that up. It's just taking me way south too, man. I'm trying to stay positive and not get annoyed, but I gotta get better, man. I gotta get better at looking at my orders. Because I would not have taken this, because this is taking me way south. We're finished that one. This has been a very crappy day, and that was a crappy. Let me continue. All right, one thing about this bike, just like the F6 and a lot of the budget moped style bikes, or just budget bikes in general, you have to stay on top of the maintenance. These bikes will not last you long if you neglect them. So make sure you're, see where we are. Got 20 miles. I've dropped one battery bar. I'm way south. I'm trying to make it north. All right. Guess I'll turn this on. A McDonald's order. This was another shitty order, but I took it because I'm not staying out much longer. Because it's a slow day. All right, I got this McDonald's order. Let me go drop this thing off. Like I said, today has not been a good day. Crappy orders, other than the fact that I'm having a good time riding. I tell you, today was a challenge. I would be in deep trouble. So part about being a dasher is that you never know if you're gonna have a good day or a bad day. Oh, right? Every day is different. It's unpredictable, and you are under the control of the algorithm gods. Because if it's not a busy day, or if there's not a lot of good orders, you're not gonna do well. So, but I figure since we're working the same, if it's not busy, it's not gonna be busy for all of us. So, and the name of the game is who can earn the most money. I'm also thinking about giving a prize on who makes the most deliveries. So that's probably going to be an option. And guys, stay tuned, because tonight I'm making well, by the time this airs, I would have already made the announcement, so I guess I can make it now. So we are capped. We're not taking any more participants, and the cash prize has bumped up to $750 because we're only going to do it for 2 days. So instead of rolling over the pot on Thursday, it's a cash price of $750, and then the top 4 riders or dashers. Oops, let me drop this off. Oh, where was I? I'm talking to you guys and I'm not paying attention. Did I pass it? 203? I think I passed it. I think it's this one. I just don't see. No, maybe it's over here. Yeah, here it is. I'll finish my thought in a second. This delivery was very, very close. Come on, give me something good, man. Oh, the wind died down. All right, as I was saying, I forgot where I left off, but after day 1, the top 4 dashers move on to day 2. And day 2, we're going to be riding the budget e-bikes, right? Or the bikes for, not budget, because Aniioki is not a budget e-bike, but we're going to ride all the sponsors' bikes, which is Tonnerrey, Victrip, DTZH, and Aniioki. So the 4 riders will ride the number 1 guy. They'll pick their bikes as in the order they finish on day 1. So if you were number 1 and you won that $750, day 2 you get first pick on the bike you want to ride. And number 2 gets the second pick, and so on. Or I might flip that. In fact, tell me what you think. You think I should flip that? If you were number 1, you pick last on day 2. Yeah, I think I like that better. Make it more challenging. Yeah, I like that better. We're gonna do that. And then the bike that the rider rides they will win that bike. So it's gonna be a fun event. Very fun event. And now that I think about it, and I'm thinking through the process, I'm not too, I go back to what I said. If it's a slow day like today, because today is slow as like crap, but it's going to be slow for all of us. So that's a good thing. All right, I dropped two battery bars, so I got 3. And we are at 25 miles. Now, this bike will give me easy 40 miles. I've been going pedal assist 5 the entire time. Even though I have pedaled, but I've been going fast, and this took me way south. So to come up, I went throttle for about 6 miles to make it back up to my zone. But yeah, anyway, tell me what you guys think about this challenge. And tell me who you think is going to win from the people you currently know. You guys know that Turbo, Eddie, myself are going. All right, I'm going to end my dash. It was a slow day because I'm east and south. I just dropped 2 battery bars. And I need to head west. I'm about 10 miles from the house. So I'm going to do that. Well, family, I am done. We're going to call it for a day. So much for being, or the goal was for today was to be a little bit more proficient, a little bit more patient. Didn't do it. That's why you got to train people. This is why you have to get out here, whatever it is you're doing. You know, I don't care if you're work, fitness, it doesn't matter. You got to train and you got to practice and hone in your skills, right? It's not going to happen through osmosis. All right, let's compare. Yesterday we went on the F6. We rode for 34.8 miles. The total time was 2 hours and 10 minutes, and those were about 2 hours of dashing. And top speed was 38.5, average speed was 16.2, and I earned yesterday $60.51. Today, on the R6, we rode for distance 32.42, so almost the same distance. Total ride time was an hour and 50 minutes, but I only dashed for an hour and 30 minutes. Look at this. Check this out. Average speed, 17.6, and max speed, 38.5. This bad baby flies, guy. This bad baby goes fast, 38.5. But we only earned $32.33. Big difference. On yesterday's ride, it was a total of 30 minutes extra of dashing, but I doubled the money. Yeah, it was a slow day today, very slow. But interesting how, in terms of how the bikes perform, if you look, average speed's the same, max speed was the same, although let's go back to the F6, because the F6, I never put it in pedal assist 5, and this is in pedal assist 5. And we stayed in 5 here, and the other one we stayed in 4. So let's go back to yesterday, because I want to see something. Check this out. Yesterday, the max speed was the same, 38.5, but on 4, right? Here's the other thing to keep in mind. What's the battery life on this one? I had 36% battery life, which is 2 battery bars, I would say, is almost the same battery life. Maybe the same, I'm not sure. But people always ask me about, does it matter if you have a 60 volt, a 72 volt, a 48 volt in terms of the range? And it does matter. The more voltage, the more efficient the bike is. So for example, this R6 has 45 amp hours at 48 volt. The F6 has 40 amp hours. So this one has 5 more amp hours. But on the F6, the battery is more efficient. So I get more miles on the F6 than I do on the R6 if you go speed to speed. So if you look, we went speed to speed. It's almost the same average speed, same max speed. And we had more miles, right? This was 34 miles. And let me make sure. And this was 32 miles. Only 2 miles more on this bike on the F6 than on this bike. But we have, I can't tell voltage, but more amp hours, yet everything's pretty much equal versus the 60 to the 48 volt. So it does matter, guys. It does matter. Anyway, guys, it was fun today, although it was really not a productive day. Didn't make the money, and I didn't stick to the plan of being more efficient. Wasn't patient. I didn't look at the orders. I should have canceled one order. But nonetheless, it was fun. Tomorrow's another training day. Not sure what bike I'm going to ride tomorrow, but we'll see. But don't forget, ride, hustle, repeat.